building. So we're gonna go over some stuff today. You know, we're gonna get more in depth of this situation because I don't know. This is a weird situation to me. Like, we don't know what is what. But I'm gonna tell you some African Dominican. I saw the interview you did, and you was like who is the snake? So it seemed like you might be a little confused on what's happening also. So what you feel is going on? Like, why did you put that video out? Like, what was your purpose pretty much? Do you feel they playing with you too, or what you feel is going on?
No, that video was just pretty much it's a play on words. The title is a play on words. Like, I'm giving the audience a chance to make a decision based on the facts presented on who they think the real snake is, because I was kind of responding to Sultan's accusations towards Ivan, saying that he stole Amara's girl and that he's keeping the girl in his house, and then based on that I just put out some facts, some things that I believe could be facts, and leave it up to the audience to decide who the snake is Sultan lying, is Ivan lying, and then this is what I presented, and before we get into the whole thing, I just kind of like want to make it clear why I'm here. I am here, because you guys put out a video today or earlier today, kind of like, saying that I may have been part of a pre-planned or stage drama between Aymara, Ivan, and Paulina. And I just want to make it clear that I don't believe this whole thing is staged. There's so many factors at play that make me believe that this whole thing is a real drama. It's not being faked. It's not staged. And when I came into this whole thing, I didn't even ask for this. Just to keep everybody up to speed. Okay. The reactors, you all started, you all brought out this story saying that, Ivan stole Paulina from Mara and yada, 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 So all the reactors were kind of like dragging Ivan and Paulina's name all across the YouTube streets, right? So at some point, I felt like Ivan thought, you know what, I need to tell my side of the story, right? So then Ivan reached out to me because I met Ivan and Aymara a week prior before this whole thing started. I met them at Aymara's meetup in Washington DC, where he met with his subscribers. So that's the first time I met them and the last time when I met them, because I didn't know them before, never spoke to none of them before, but I went there not as a fan, I went as a subscriber. All right. So my thing is, like, when Ivan reached out to me, I was like, you know what, I cover topics on Passport Bros. I do interviews on my channel, and I interviewed Aymara and Ivan before. So all this to me was just, it was appropriate for me to take this story, And then when I took the story, if everything came out, and then bam, but I was not part of any pre-stage, pre-planned or whatever conspiracies. And after speaking to both Ivan and Aymara before, and also after interviewing Paulina and Ivan, I believe this is real. It's not staged. It's not pre-planned.
So let me ask you a question at this point. Do you believe that, because the funny thing about it is the new message that A.M. Carroll had, that had us in the questioning, like, this guy, Ma, was begging Ivan, I guess, to see the Poland woman. So my thing is, I thought the Poland woman had left, but if the Poland woman is still down here, so what you think? You think that Ivan is being spiteful towards Mara or something with the Poland woman? Because this is weird. Like, I don't.
All right, let me address that. Okay, so I know your last video was a reaction to what I am Carol put out about the Polish girl, or whatever conversation was going on between I guess Aymara and Ivan about wanting to do the same girl. But that whole text message was a joke. It was a manufactured discussion. you know. So on that same video that Carol put out yesterday or a day ago, in the comment section, you typed, so this is staged, and then African Reactor responded, no, this is a joke. I put out that text messages as a short, as a joke, but Carol presented it as facts. And then in that same comment by African Reactor, Carol also admitted, yes, it's a joke. So Carol knew that that story, those messages were manufactured, but she presented them as facts, which is wrong. She didn't make it clear that that was a joke. And the person who came up with those messages is actually African Reactor. And African Reactor was disappointed at Carol because she wrote in the message under that video saying, why would you present this as facts when you know it was a joke? African Reactor is the one who came up with those messages as a joke in her shows. She did shows on it. And then Carol ran with it as facts, and she put out on a video and not even make it clear that it was a joke. African Reactor came up with those messages, and she admitted that it was a joke. It's not, those messages are not real. Even when you look at them, you can see that they are fake messages. African Reactor confirmed that she came up with those messages in her shots, and Carol just took it as facts and it didn't warn her audience that no, this is a joke. But she did write in the comment section that yeah, it's a joke. And it's not funny when you present false information without making it clear to everybody else.
I definitely agree, because I thought it was real. That's why I said what I said on there.
Yeah. And Carol knew it was fake. She knew it was fake. And one thing, King of Travel, Carol, I don't know what her issue is, but the first time when I went to see Mara at the meetup, her first comment ever to me in one of the reactors, I guess, videos, she asked me a very snarky, like a very rude question, like she was salty, like she had an issue with me, and I was like, this girl is asking a little bit weird, you know. So I kind of like let it slide, right? But I've noticed that she's always throwing jabs at me for whatever reason, and then I sent Cleo a screenshot of my response to her two videos, her previous last two videos, where she started off saying, "Oh, African Dominic, I don't know about this woman." 3 times she threw jabs at me, said, "Oh, I don't know about this woman." And you know, she took this story. I then didn't want the drama, so he took the drama to her channel. She was making it seem like I'm being used. I'm not being used, you know. This story goes in line with my channel mission and vision. But she was throwing shade at me even before she came up with this fake news about these messages, you know. So I don't know what her deal is and why she's been very salty and shady with me, but she is not right. You know, at least I'm presenting things with receipts that I know are real, but she's putting out fake information and fake news, and then they're not even standing behind and saying it's fake. What's wrong with this Carol woman? You know, I'm saying, like, yes, reactors will react to a story, but at least if you know something is false, make it clear to your audience.
Yeah, definitely. You got to tell your audience if it's false. Cleo, what you say about that? Now, listen, Cleo, I didn't even know that was false information. That blew my mind right there. African Dominican pretty much saying Carol put out a false statement.
Yeah, but you know, what you should know is that I think from what I heard is that you know, Carol deleted, you know, the comment, and we talked about this. Don't delete anybody's comment. Don't delete whether it's negative, whether it's positive. And I think it's Carol's motto that whether it's negative or positive, it builds her up. So I am still have to question, you know, the actions that we're taking, you know, against African Dominican. But like as I'm just saying this, you know, like the whole thing started with you know, IMR dragged us into this march, and because of how these people were raised in their family, you know, I don't blame the mother, but I feel like, you know, the whole idea is the kids needs to be raised, you know, properly. You know, you always need, because I've noticed like what's happening in the MRS buildings and all that, you know, everybody's always been given advice, you know. So now they brought us to this hot, you know, to this stop. So the whole thing, people are still saying it's been staged. and African Dominican has showed everything else. I mean, that
So
was sent to me.
now let me ask this right quick though. African Dominican, like you heard about the story before Marvel got out of Africa. Like, you know how hot he was, right? Did you hear about everything that was going on?
Yeah.
Yes, I did, about with all the scams and everything. Let me tell you something. Actually, I never really know about Imara. I think I only learned about him maybe from under a year now, But I learned more about him from reactors talking about him. I was like, who is this guy, And that's how I came to know about him. And I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. So when I heard he was in DC, I'm like, you know what? Let me go and check out this guy. I hear so much about him. Let me go and ask him a few questions, about what's going on and see where he is at, because I was hearing so much negativity. And I went there, trying to be like, okay, no, let me go and see him for myself and then ask him the hard questions. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't have any fight in any bone in this fight, but I went there because I like to get to the bottom of the stories, learn what's really, really real. I always keep my eyes open. I have very strong intuitions. And I can tell you right now, this whole thing is not staged. It's real. Okay.
Well, I want to tell you something, African Dominican. The reason why I wanted to confront you about it, because in reality, I felt the information you were saying was legit. I felt the passion on how you was coming. It just threw me for a loop when I saw an AM Carol post. But now you telling me, and even African Reactor made it clear that was false information. Now, AM Carol should not be doing nothing like that. You should not put no false information on your page and not even letting the public know, because that's what threw everything off right there.
Yeah, exactly. That was wrong, because then she made you come here and look like, because when I saw a video, I was like, what in the heck is going on? Because you were heated. You guys were like, what the heck, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whoa, what happened, And then I'm just like, as a reactor, I know you have to go by what you see, but at least if you know something is false, make it clear that, hey, I got this joke from African Reactor or whatever, and it's so funny. Let me read to you guys. Don't be there and just like acting like it's true and misleading your audience. That's fake news, and it's fake news. Like in my case, I verified my stories. I know I can really, really stand by what I put out there. And I dare anybody in Kenya or in America who's part of that story, Mara or whoever, to come and sue me. I'm ready for you guys. I dare to sue me for what I put out, because I can stand behind it 100%. Okay, so I can tell real from fake.
So African, Jamaica, you are ready to be sued by Mara, and you stand your ground that you presented the facts right from the start.
I stand my ground. I presented the facts from the start. What's her name? Paulina told me exactly what she believed happened. And then when I was interviewing her, those were not leading questions, they were clarifying questions. I'm talking to an 80-year-old child. Okay, I'm not talking to like a 30, 20-year-old somebody, When you're talking to somebody like that, you have to make sure you understand them correctly. If you tell me something, I'm gonna have to repeat it back to you. Like, is this what you meant? And they should be like, yes or no. So I didn't put any words into Paulina's mouth. I will repeat it back exactly what she was telling me. I repeat it back to make it clear. And everybody watching that video will know that I did not say anything that she didn't say. She said it to me first, and I will now respond back to clarify. Is this what you said? He did this and that. Yes, I didn't put any words into her mouth. And like, if anybody, Mara or whoever wants to sue me, I can stand by what I said. I don't put out stuff that I know I cannot stand behind. If I'm standing behind something, that's my reputation on the line. I am a USA citizen. I have a US government clearance, meaning that I'm a very credible person. People like me don't go around trying to mess up our reputation. Okay, I fought hard to be in this country, in America, the nation's capital, working for US government. So I'm not gonna be out there and just like play around with my name that I work hard for. And Ivan is a military veteran. He's a Marine. Okay, if this was staged, he wouldn't dare mess up his name like that. And he has 2 jobs. And he's also a realtor. Realtors look for clients all the time to sell homes. If you have a bad reputation, who's going to do business with you? As in America, we don't mess up our names over some stupid YouTube videos or YouTube views. We don't live off YouTube income. Mara does. What would we be gaining by making up stories? For what? To ruin our names that we work so hard for? Heck no. I have a master's degree. I've been in this country since '96. I don't play with my name. If I put it out there, I can stand behind it. And if you want to sue me, come right on. I'll even come to Kenya for you to sue me because I can stand behind everything I said. And trust me, if you want to sue me, make sure you have a clean record to your name because by the time I dig up your mess, you're going to be very sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, cool. It looks like the king is liking that. I would like
Well,
to ask you.
I respect African Dominican for
Yeah,
standing up because you have to
you do that.
understand, Cleo,
You
like
do
the
that.
situation, we feel the way we feel because what was happening in the Scamarazi village y'all up to this point. It's a lot of unfinished business Marwood them did in the village. Now they coming in America with this mess. It's just skeptical. But my
Yeah.
whole thing was I felt it was 100% real because no way somebody gonna play with a young girl like that and
Yeah.
play. That's nothing to play with.
I
That's why I
just
was
told
weird to me.
I just told you that this family is not really mentally strong, and because what happens is, like I told you, like in their family, everybody asks questions to their mother, and you can see that they had workers in the house, that have been doing things for them. I don't think if they expected their mother to do everything to make things realistic. So I don't think they know anything of realistic because they're always validating, everything from their mother all the time. So can you say like they've been raised badly or what? But to the certain degree, they can embrace the uncomfortable situation. That's why they end up with underaged women. Why is it the family only talks about women, men, and it's all about sex? And these people have never worked. I mean, IMR only worked in Colombia, and after that, he was kicked out. We don't even know what made them not to renew his contract. So we still need to find out. Like African Dominicans say that make sure that your record is straight. So, but when
Exactly.
if you throw the children to the boarding school, and you don't give them food, and that's the same thing that IMR still doesn't have oxygen in his brain, because when he was going to a boarding school, he would stay without food, and he had to grab food from his friends, and they're still doing that shit, begging food all the time. So that's why he can't wear underwear, because of lack of oxygen in the brain. And that's not working well, because everybody in the house is acting as if everybody's disabled. That's why nobody wants to get a job. The mother's a teacher, and all the teachers' children behave like this. But now this is
Big.
beyond. This is beyond, because looks like the mother only works for them, and they are missing out of the skills related to the mental being. A lady who loves washing men's clothes, like the mother washes the men's clothes. They wanted to wash the what's this, Michael Ponte's clothes. I mean, a man can have underwears. Would you let your mother to wash underwears of your friends who come and visit your house? All kinds of male visitors, you want to wash their clothes, you know?
Yeah.
This is of loving and giving children, whatever you want. And now these Amara Dimwango, what's his that guy that was
Aaron Dante, the whole village full of scam. Well, hold on, let
yes,
me ask you a quick question.
they've got
African Dominicans like Ivan, Sultan, or even Marwa, you think that they would do another interview with you? Because see, let me tell you something. I don't know if you know this, but the funny thing is I wonder if Marwa do an interview or Sultan or anybody will tell you how they feel about the fact that he took all this money from Jamaican Jam tours and just blocked this man on all platforms. Like, would them guys be open? Because let me tell you why I say this. Because see, when you start doing stuff like that to people, you got to question. Would he'll do that to anybody? You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
the whole situation all stems to the personality that Marvel carried. When Marvel came into America, I made a video and I made it clear. And I said to Ivan that you're getting played and you're getting used and you're getting abused because what Marvel have done to people in the past. And I guess Ivan had to see for himself what time it really was with Marvel. Now, my thing is this: do you think that they would do an interview speaking about how they feel about Jam Tours? Because see, Ivan speak about his personal business, I guess, because what he went through personally with Marvel. But the thing was, he was all for Marvel and against us reactors one time when we were speaking up for a long time for Ivan Tours, for the Afro Indians. you know, but all of a sudden he changed when I guess problems happen with them. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of even iffy where his personality is at. And I feel like this because I'm straight across the board no matter what. When it comes to, I'm not going to, just because you my friend, I'm going to say you right until you do me wrong. Now you wrong. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why.
So yeah.
Before you
So to
answer,
answer. Mhm.
I wanted to say so they can answer together. Now, what King the Traveler said. I wanted to ask you a question, but before I can ask you, I would like to say this to you because you are credible. So far, King the Traveler likes you a lot. But one thing I wanted to
Thank
point
you.
out is the soldier, as Ivan is a soldier, right? He's a veteran now, right? And he's a realtor, like you said. So a soldier should not be predictable, because the fact of the matter that Amara made Ivan to look as if is a predictable. But as a soldier, you should not be involved yourself in inappropriate materials like what happens. The primary concern of military or anybody who's a veteran is to make sure that you don't bring people that will cause problem, who will by mistake and have a geotag on their location, or because the reactors already are judging the pictures of where Paulina is, and that geointelligence, even if you take out the timing, even if you take out whatever, even if you take out the geotag, the geointelligence, you can still study the environment in the background. You can still study the weather. You can still study the area. With the, people way back before geotagging was there online, people used to use what? Terrains. The intelligence used to use terrains, to know this place, where is this place, which country is this, which city is this, just by looking at the trees, the background, the weather, the lights, of what's happening. So you need to protect yourself from the terrorists and protect your country before everything can happen, especially from the social media
So right.
socialites.
And so right. And so I work with veterans. I work for the Department of Veterans. And that's like one of the biggest agencies in the USA. So I understand how veterans work and I understand their mindset. I believe, Ivan did protect himself, but the way he reacted in the end, he made sure that, he covered his back as well. And I don't blame him. Him coming out to me to tell his story, and it gave a reason why he did that, because he believes I'm very straightforward and I'm very honest. And when I took his interview, I didn't really even have a side per se. I was just really like, let me just ask Paulina questions and let's see where the chips fall. It's after I got those receipts from Paulina, after I interview, that's when I was like, wow, this guy is dirty. He's like preying on little girls, like a man that old. And here's my thing, as far as the military, like I mentioned before, I think I tapped it on King Travel's comments. We don't know if Ivan actually served in the military, because in the USA, not everyone who's a soldier actually served. You can still be a soldier and never have been deployed anywhere to a war zone. So his mentality may not still, I mean, like if he never been to a war zone, his mindset can be a little bit different, because he never actually fought in a war. And I know a lot of veterans who never actually fought in a war. They never even left the country, but they still considered soldiers. They just went through the training, but that's it. And Ivan is a Marine. Marines can kick A. To be a Marine, you have to be very intelligent. Because Marines are like a special unit. They kick ASS. So he's a very intelligent guy to be making to the Marine, because that's not an easy branch to get into. Those are
It's
like
true.
special people.
It's
To be a Marine, you have to be like one of the smartest, like
yeah.
military people. So anyway, to go back to King Travel's initial question about jam tours, like when I went to the meetup, I really didn't know too much about that issue, so I didn't ask anything about it. And I don't know if I then will even want to be in a place to talk about it, because that's not his problem, it's not his issue. Jamtos has to fight his battles also, and I think he got a lawyer right now. But I don't think Ivan will just come up and talk about Jamtos' situation, because he has no relevance to his personal story, not directly anyway. And I know Sultan probably wouldn't even bring that, because they were not part of that whole saga. So I think
I
all
like
those
the way you pointed out. I like the way you pointed out, and I think you should also bring jump tours, because we want the money back for jump tour. Even the king of the travelers, he sits there, he doesn't care. Maybe he's got so much money, he doesn't mention about his money that went missing. And the Indian Afros cannot get their money. But the fact of the matter that Ivan got ambushed by this guy here. What's his name? The creepy guy, Ayamara, by this. So Ayamara is a superior force, So Ivan was supposed to know the maximum firepower of this guy's reputation, the image. He could have broken the contact of this guy right before it happens. If a guy is from Marine, it means that he's intelligent enough to know that how to respond to the threat before it happens. The army soldier, Marine has a little minimal time to react. So you have to react in a little minimal time.
Right. And I believe that's why he kind of like diffused the situation. I think you're right by what you're saying as well, because he did, react to a situation as a Marine. He got rid of Aymara. As soon as he saw danger, boom, he got him out of his house fast before things got worse, right? That's him also looking be one step ahead of the game. He didn't let Aymara stay there after the fact. He got rid of him out of his house, right? And he also got his story out. Ivan got his story out through me, and also by putting out those posts on his page. So I think he reacted in a smart and protective way towards himself, making sure that he looks also like legit, So I'm not saying I don't feel like he got played by Aymara. I feel like Aymara got played as well, because Aymara thinks he's smart, he's untouchable, but Ivan got ahead of the game. Make sure, hey, you want to go out and date my name when I use reactors to make me look like the bad guy? Sure, I'm going to tell my story too, which I believe is credible, So my thing is like, Jamtos should definitely fight his battles. I'm glad he got a lawyer. Let him fight his battles. Like everybody's fighting their own battles. Ivan is fight his battles. So let Jamtos do the same thing too.
Afro-Indian situation. They told the audience they got $10,000 from the people. So they bringing their Afro-Indian kids down into Africa. How you gonna do that? You can't get them through immigration. Yeah, and the thing is about them, the family is just hot. The whole family. David Jr., they pull up videos with David Jr. pretending to cry to the audience for them donating phones to him and all kind of stuff. And you just got to be careful with that circle. And the reason why I just bring up Jam Tours too, because, I just feel like when somebody treat a certain person a certain way, that's a good chance they're going to treat everybody the same way. That's why I told Ivan before all this, I said on a video, he did the same exact thing to Richard World Traveler, the same exact thing, and just to see that, Marvel coming into people's property, don't want to give them a dime, I guess, because his trade-off is for views, I guess. But you're willing to bring a 18-year-old girl down here to pay $1,000. That's crazy, man. America is too high. It's too much money to have to pay bills in America to support a grown man that act like he don't want to pay no money.
Yeah, but listen, in the King of the Travel, also you got to be careful because both of them actually benefited. I mean, look at Ivan, African Dominican. He had a 3,000. I checked that shit before it happens, right? 2 point something or 3.3 thousand that he had. This gentleman came and Ivan attached himself to Ayamara, the person that he ridiculed after he was leaving, but he benefited from this material. He benefited from this material. So the evidence is the evidence of Ivan benefiting from the guy that has been, with underage and labor for child labor, whatever. He benefited from this. If you check his YouTube, that's the evidence there that even though Ivan stereotyped Ayamara, but I don't know who's intimidating who, or Ayamara intimidated Ivan, or Ivan was intimidated Ayamara. But the fact of the matter remains, there's evidence that Ivan benefited from this. So all those provoking remarks that he did towards Ayamara, or mocked Ayamara when he was walking out, or ridiculed Ayamara when he was leaving, all that kind of harassment or offensive jokes that he made about Ayamara, he benefited from all these things. So whatever Ivan presented here, I understand how you guys see your perspective in the how, but he exploited Ayamara by inviting Ayamara, attaching himself to Ayamara, knowing very well that it will breach his security and his experience and his training from military, and to protect America from anybody who will bring in pedophiles. We already talking about
personally, I don't think Ivan started this whole relationship with Aymara thinking that it's going to end this way. If he knew it was going to end this way, I think he would have made other moves or steps. Both of them I think benefited from each other. You know, let's Mara say that, you know, if he had to, if he didn't have a host like Ivan, he would be paying $20 a day, you know, just to be in America, right? The views that or the subscribers that Ivan got from Imara, what do they translate to in the dollar amount? They did not come to anywhere like close to $200 a day, you know. So I feel like if you put a dollar amount to it, Ivan spend more to accommodate Imara, you know, right? Because if you put a dollar amount to it, those subscribers and views, you know, they're not gonna get in that much money, even over a long term. Because eventually the YouTube views, as time goes by, they get less and less and less. So I feel like Imara benefited more from Ivan dollar wise. He saved a lot of money by staying with Ivan. Ivan drove him around using his gas and his time. Time is money, and he also proofread his stuff.
Ivan said so. Ivan even used the words like, you know, Imara doesn't care. He used the F word there, you know, Ivan. So I guess, you know, that kind of action that he did, it was even against the discipline that he received. You know, the fact of the matter that, you know, you African Dominican, you knew Imara, you saw the reactors before you saw Imara, before Imara came to America. Is that true or false?
Yes, just like I mentioned at the beginning of this story, you know, I met Imara for the first time in Washington, D.C. at his meetup. That's also where I met Ivan. And when, like I said in my videos, I went there as a subscriber, not as a fan. I'm not really a groupie. You know, if you guys been tell for my interviews with him, I went there to really get the bottom of things. You know, I wanted to ask questions and see what's going on. You know, I'm kind of like quote unquote a journalist. As content creators, we are really journalists in a way, because if I'm following a story and I'm putting out questions, I'm acting as a journalist. I'm not a journalist, but I'm acting as one. So I went to that event to also get answers. You know, you guys were asking all these questions and I wanted to ask them myself. I had an opportunity. You know, I was there.
Hold on. So African Dominican, let me ask you a question. When you had the opportunity with Marwa, did you get a chance to ask him, like, why is the reactors on him the way they are? Did he answer that for you?
I asked about that. Yeah, it's in my videos. So so if you guys go on my channel, I have like maybe 2 videos of one-on-one interviews with Imara. His reaction is like, you know, he doesn't feel like I guess the reactions from reactors is justified. So he went into that whole thing, it's not justified, they are hating, blah blah blah. And this is what I gotta say about the hating thing. Everybody, one second, everybody understand what hating is. If I'm talking about something, that's not mean I hate the person. Okay, if you put your business out there for us to react or to talk about, we are talking strictly about what you put out, right? Why would I hate you? I don't even know you from Adam, you know? So why would I hate you? So my thing is like, if somebody's talking about somebody, doesn't mean they hate them. I don't have a hateful bone in my body. I really don't, you know? But my thing is like, I don't like his character. I don't like his behavior, you know? But I don't hate the person. But I'm not going to sit here and condone bad behavior. And because I'm talking about him, doesn't mean I hate him. For what? Wait, one second. I have no reason to be jealous of Imara. I have no reason to hate him. Where I'm standing right now, I am better off than Imara, okay? I'm in America. I'm a U.S. citizen. I also have an African citizenship and a U.S. citizenship, right? I have a good job. I have a good career. You know, I have a family. There's nothing that Imara has that I want. You know, why would I be jealous? Tell me what he has that I want. YouTube, I don't live from YouTube money. He does. I have a full-time job. I have a full-time job. I don't live off YouTube money like he does. So I'm not going to be just because he has more numbers than me. No, if I want to be that big like him, I'll put out videos. I'll travel all over the place. I'll do some crazy stuff like he does to go, like, because fame to me is nothing. I'm doing this as a hobby, what I love, but I don't live off my YouTube paycheck like he does. So you cannot compare me and my channel to him because that's his livelihood. That's all he has. That's not all I have.
He will never work. Imara will never work. I'm telling African Dominican, he will never work. But the thing is, let me ask you a question, African Dominican. Have you benefited by any means, by increment of your subscribers as well as your views and the likes and the comments on your? Have you seen any improvement after visiting Imara and attaching yourself to him? Because you have been part and parcel of the people that wants to benefit and wants to be. I'm sure you're not a parasitic. I'm not saying you're parasitic.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, let me ask you a question. Before I covered Imara's story, I think I was already a 21 plus K subscribers. Right now I'm at 22.6 or something like that, or a little bit over than that. So Mara, I think from covering this story, I think I gained like a little under 1,000 subscribers, or maybe 600 subscribers from this story. You know, and I'm sure some of the people that subscribed when I did the interview, so Mara probably I subscribed because they thought I didn't like it. But my thing, if you go on my channel, I have videos that have million views. You know, I was doing okay on my channel even before I thought about Aymara. You know, I've been growing my channel without any collab with anybody major. I don't need Aymara. You know, I'm gonna grow my channel in my own pace. I don't need it, and it's like the views that I got, they're not even more than what I usually get on what I got from other videos that I did. I got videos that I got way like more views I'm getting from Aymara and more subscribers. I'm at 22.6 plus subscribers, 22.6 thousand subscribers right now. And I didn't have to collaborate. And Aymara did not shut me out. I did my own work. I'm producing my own content. So I'm not getting anything from this, you know, like I don't need Aymara. I'm doing this because I stand behind the truth. I'm a content creator. And if I have a story that makes sense, I'll put it out. I don't hate the guy, but I'm a truth teller.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, but as long as you say that you confess that you did not benefit anything from Aymara, because
I'm not saying I did not benefit anything. I got some subscribers by running the story, but I don't know if I got it because of Mara. I just got it. People, right? Yeah, but
from scratch.
Exactly. My channel was already at 21 plus thousand subscribers, and I got a few after I talked about his little story. But you know, he didn't make me, and he cannot break me. You know, like you know, Aymara has like almost 500,000 subscribers. He only gets like maybe 30,000-40,000 views per video. You know, so that tells me that maybe like most of his subscribers are probably dead or they don't watch his content. So really, in reality, he probably just has 50,000 active subscribers because his view counts will add up to his subscribers. So subscriber numbers is really nothing than a vanity metric. It means nothing.
Yeah, you know what? African Dominican is telling the truth, because I hate to tell you this, but man, if you got 500,000 subscribers and you get 40,000-50,000 views, man, that's 400 and something thousand people. It's like somebody got a TV station and ain't nobody watching.
Exactly. So exactly. So him boasting about. So one second. Sorry, I'm clear. So him boasting about. Oh, have almost 500,000. Let your views speak for themselves. You know, subscribers, like I said, numbers of subscribers means nothing in today's YouTube. That just means a vanity metric, makes it look like you're popular, but really you are not. Right now, I'll put him at 50,000 subscribers who are active, you know, who watch his stuff. The rest are probably dead. So it doesn't matter, you know. So my thing is like people who are saying we are jealous talking about him. We talk about everybody. I talk about many different other people in content on my channel, not just him, you know. And also,
I'm gonna tell you the truth, though. I think one of the biggest problems is, especially when it comes to Marvel, he need to get out that spirit of thinking that we're jealous. Maybe it's constructive criticism. And his biggest mistake he making in life, because I guess they say it's narcissist tendencies that everybody is jealous. Maybe we trying to wake you up to see the light, brother. Because for some reason, no matter who you getting, who, it's busy like this. Because of the reactors out here now, is putting Marvel back up against the wall. Because a lot of stuff he used to get away with, he can't get away with now. I don't know what sparked Ivan to feel the way he felt, but one thing I can say, when Marvel came through and did the same thing to Richard World Traveler, Richard had nobody to speak up for him. He did, because just as well, we advocates, you know what I'm saying? So nobody was speaking up. Marvel got away with what he got away with. He told me personally about Richard World Traveler. That's how I knew about it. And he made it like Richard World Traveler was a bad person, but come to find out, Richard paid his ticket down here, was paying Richard $20 a day, was using this man. But now, Ivan's situation, he got a bunch of reactors in the circle. So now it's almost like, okay, that's how you want to move? I saw Modesta, I saw Black Beauty TV, I saw the King of Travel, I saw Crook Traveler, you know, I saw Owen Trendon, I saw A.M. Carroll. So you know what? So guess what? I'm going to get that, and I'm going to get this in the mix. Let me put this in here now.
And let me just pick it back on that. You know, I really have to thank you, reactors. You know, honestly, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even know about Aymara. And if it wasn't for you, I would have thought about the questions to ask him what I made him, you know. So see me more like as a middle person, you know. I kind of connected to the reactors, to Aymara, be the middle person, like it's a personal thing, because I was able to speak to him personally, and also Ivan. So this whole trip to the USA, how God works in mysterious ways. I feel like things were just kind of like ordained just for him to come to America, and then for me to be able to meet him, and then Ivan to be able to host him this time around again. And then there were things unfolded. It's like the prayers of those who were inspired by Aymara in the past. It's like God gave them a voice somehow for people to know, oh, wow, you are not crazy after all. This guy is really cool. It's like you guys are being kind of like redeemed. And also people who have done wrong by Mara in the past. Now Mara is out there begging for kind of like forgiveness. Not really begging, but he's trying to prop himself up, pretending to be, I'm a child of God. God loves me alone. God, God does not forget. God loves everybody. God is not yours alone. Just right now, because you're in big hot water and trouble, now you want to turn to God and have this little like manipulative, like cry like you're redeemed man, like now you know about God, ask for prayers. Yeah, the people actually wrong, they also need prayers. All right, not just you, God's not yours alone, but karma does not forget. Karma does not expire, so you can cry all over YouTube, make yourself look like you're a nice guy. And also, King of Travel, you made a very good point about narcissism. I'm very big when it comes to mental health. And I believe I'm even ready to sue me on this again. Sue me on this again in the Kenya law, US law, or US code and Kenya code. I believe Aymara is a narcissist. The symptoms are there, they're very clear. I am narcissist. You know how you become a narcissist? Is when you grow up like you have childhood trauma. Aymara made it clear that he was mistreated. He had childhood trauma when he was young with his stepfather or whatever. Everything he went through. So he has standard development. He's like a big man in a child's body. He becomes like a child. It's very selfish. Just like a narcissist. And his mom, I believe she's an enabler. All her kids act like spoiled little kids who don't know any better, because they're all like little kids in big people's bodies, because they don't know anybody. They're narcissists. Narcissists are very selfish. They lack empathy. They like to use people. They never take accountability, and then once you turn against them or once you expose them, they send their little minions and fly monkeys to torment you. But guess what? It's for me. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to battle anytime, So bring your little minions, your little fly monkeys. They cannot stop me. I believe that guy is a child molester and a child abuser and needs to be stopped. And also the whole thing with Colombia. Why was he kicked out? He was a teacher dealing with little kids, little girls. Teachers work with little girls and they like little girls. That is trouble. Why was he kicked out of Colombia? Why? A teacher dealing with little girls, and we out here and I just found out you're a child molester and you're a pedophile. You are a pedophile.
In his class. Teaching kids. And grooming kids.
Grooming kids, and I'm sure he wasn't even touching them. I can say this. Trust me. If you take me to court, trust me, I'm gonna dig up all this mess. Because when I dig up mess, I don't lose a fight I believe in. And I don't open my mouth about stuff I know I cannot verify. My thing is like, you were a teacher. A lot of teachers out there, they play with little kids. I'm not a lot of them, but you hear about teachers, playing with little kids, little girls, and you find out, oh my goodness, this teacher touched this kid. So I won't be surprised if you really did something wrong with these kids, because he likes little kids, And in this village, today a video came about God Matata. Sorry to put his channel out there on your platform, but that video with these little girls that Aymara was trying to parade for 2-year-olds and just like look like a predator, little girls. I mean, like that village, honestly, if we go in that village and do our digging, we'll be very shocked, I'm sure. And in this mansion of Playboy Mansion, who knows? I bet you he was trying to sex traffic girls to that mansion so that him and his nasty boys can do all kind of dirt in this village where far away from the city where nobody can really see. But trust me, right now, after what we know, we're going to be sending like sneak visits. We're going to tip the police of Kenya out. Hey, go to this mansion, make sure there are no underage girls in there or no shenanigans happening. Because now all eyes are on you, Aymara. You better get yourself together because we are not going to be sleeping on you. You touch one more little girl out there, you miss with another underage girl out there, trust me, we are on you now. God exposed you. God's using people like us out there to make sure you don't hit another kid. You don't try to take advantage of another little girl. Eyes are on you. That mansion, everybody who's funding that mansion, shame on you. You are funding sex trafficking. You are funding future girls being put in that place. Like, look at even the Paulina thing. He wanted Paulina to come to Kenya when she was underage. Kenyan age of consent is 18. He was inviting this 17-year-old girl to come to Kenya. To do what? To sex her, right? Right? And he wanted to build this mansion, this whole mansion in a village, like in the middle of nowhere, like outside, like the city. Trust me, we have eyes on you now. You and the little boys, if you want to do dirt in that machine, oh yeah, try it. If you want to get in trouble, we have eyes on you now.
All eyes on you.
All eyes on you.
Illiterate. So this guy is illiterate. Going to university and doing statistics does not mean that you're literate. Is born illiterate. That's the thing is. Because from primary school to high school, their mother was a teacher, their father was a teacher, their stepfather was a teacher. They were giving them answers. That's what they do. Parents do that.
Yeah, exactly. They were not studying. They were like, oh, let me pass my kids. Because they all act weird. All those kids.
Primary school, high school.
So let me ask you a serious question though. African Dominican, because you deal with mental health. It's plenty of fish in the sea. Like, you don't think that is a mental problem why Marwa aimed for such a young little girl like this? All these women out here, like, I don't get that. Like, to me, was it that serious?
It's very sick. It's very sick, King of Chop. I believe narcissism, like, I study mental health, like, my profession is health promotion. I promote healthy behaviors, mind, body, and soul, right? And mental health is very serious, I know a lot of Black and African communities, we don't take that topic very seriously. If you are abused as a child, especially if you grew up in poverty, your growth becomes standard. You're always in survival mode. You always feel like you have to, like, survive because you've been trying to survive since you were a kid. Nobody was there for you. Nobody could really vouch for you. So you kind of like, so your mentality, you got standard. You didn't really grow up past the childhood age. You're still a child, right? And men who like little kids, they like control. They like naive kids that they can control and manipulate and have their way with, They cannot stand grown women because grown women will see through their BS right away and cut them like, what the heck? But little girls, you can easily manipulate. So he wants a little girl that he can control because he cannot control a full grown woman. And that's very sick. So they want to use these little innocent girls to have their way. And that's any man who goes for girls that young is mentally sick. He's looking for control, power, manipulation.
I am Ara Dimwango going for older men. Like that man in Dante, Dante, all on Dante is the same age as her father. It's amazing.
I think for Dimwango, if you're materialistic and you never really had anything in your life, right.
And the other guy, DAVEY, we used to make videos of the prostitutes on the streets and things like that back in the day,
Right.
So then it comes to Uncle Mo, who is ambiguous. Today is laughing, making entertaining. Tomorrow is shouting, popping his eyes out. These children have never been given the chance to learn the lessons that come with the failure in life. Their mother, who has to tell them who to marry, how many children to have, and when to marry, and to have 10 children. That's what the mother wants, and they'll never develop the perseverance in life. They don't understand. They cannot rise from the setback that reactors are showing them. This is a setback. Why would you go to Amish Museum when you have a case to answer? Why you call undersubscribe the YouTubers when you have got a case to answer? Why David gets drunk with the money that was donated to him on his birthday and gets drunk, doesn't even give Uncle Mo attention. He's drunk there. The donors from UK are busy dragging this boy on his birthday, dragging him. You understand what I'm saying? So that over indulging the relationship of men and women, it's happening. And that's why you see the mother busy washing visitors' clothes that are men. I don't understand that this kind of stuff. I don't think anybody else can do that. You don't just
right
of clothes, all kinds of all kinds of clothes.
Right. Personally, me and right when you know mental health and personality disorders, it becomes a cycle. Once you're raised in a certain family and they have certain pattern, everything becomes a cycle. If you have enabling parents, if let's say your father is abusing you and your mom is like a softer, she wants to defend her kids. It's like those kids will grow up with psychological issues because they never had a protector. They never had someone to protect them. Like if their father was abusing them, the mother is like, oh, so soft, just letting it happen. Those kids grow up like mentally crippled and, just have issues and they don't act normal. None of their family members act normal, you know. And my thing is like, I blame the parents, you know. If you don't protect your kids out there, you let them grow up in a very negative, toxic environment. You don't even stand up to protect them. Those kids are gonna grow up to be monsters, you know, and materialistic. Because a lot of narcissists, they're all about money, and status. Because they use status to cover up their evil deeds, you know. Because they feel like, oh, if I have status and I look rich, you know, I'm covering up my sins. I'm looking better. So they overcompensate for their trashiness by building up their material worth and status to cover up for their ugliness inside.
So African Dominican, what do you have studied these things? Tell me if it's normal for your mother to be washing clothes of your male visitors, especially all kinds of
well, I think that boils down to more like cultural stuff, you know. If you think you've been hospitable by, you know, like let's say, you know, you don't have a laundry place. I won't really read too much into that. To me it's a little bit too much. Like what kind of grown man now wash his own underwear? But maybe in their culture, she feels like she's been very hospitable, cooking for him, cleaning up. By
Mikel Pontic, and you watch all kinds of his clothes.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like, I wouldn't really read too much into that as a mental health or personality disorder thing. Maybe she thinks she's been nice, you know. Maybe to her that's normal, like, you know. But definitely it's not normal to like us looking in. Like, why would you wash your grown man's clothes? But my thing is like they don't have a laundromat nearby. Michel Ponte is a white guy, maybe. But he can wash his own clothes. But I think she was just maybe trying to pander to him as you know, and as her guest, you know, and maybe it was all for the show. Maybe trying to look to the world like she's a nice mother, good woman. Let me show the world me washing these guys' clothes. What did she do behind, you know, where the camera was stand off? And I feel like a lot of this stuff is for them, for that family, that village. A lot of what they do is stage for the camera.
So through your skills, who do you think is a bully between Ivan and Mara? Who do you think is a bully between the two?
Bully towards who? Bully towards who?
Huh? Who's the bully? Ivan and Imara. Who's the bully?
Okay, when you say bully, like bully towards who?
Like bullying each other. I mean, that's.
Oh, like who's bullying each other? Who's bullying the other one?
Yeah, Ivan
well,
is just.
Well, I don't like. Honestly, I feel like between them, it's a friendship that went south. You know, two grown men. You know, in a friendship that was working for them for a while, and then it went south, and then they broke up as friends. You know, that happens to almost everybody. You know, like, you know, you become cool with one person, and then you break up. You know, the only difference, like this time, it was televised worldwide for us to see. You know, otherwise, you know, friendships break up every now and then. I can't say who's the bully, who's not the bully. I'm just looking at it as friendship that went south.
Do you think IMR is powerful to do YouTube collaboration with? Is it powerful as he claims?
No, I'm not. I don't think so, because I feel like when it comes to collaborations, it depends on the person's personality and also their editing skills. Right now, Imara is promoting Mutua, right? Look, how long did it take Ivan to blow up from like 2 to like 11? It took like less than a week, right? And Mutua is like struggling. He's at 3 right now. So you gotta give credit to Ivan. People fell in love with Ivan. That's why they subscribed to him right away. And he didn't have to struggle. And Imara didn't have to promote him extensively like he's doing right now with Mutua. Mutua is struggling like with subscribers because he doesn't have the personality of Ivan. People fall in love with Ivan right away. So you have to give him credit. His channel grew so fast because of him. How many people did Imara promote that are still at 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000? Right? So how do I give Ivan credit? Ivan shoot a boom.
That's true.
You know?
That's true, because Eric Dante, they shot him out all day, and he's still, well, he got a few more subscribers the last couple of days, but you know.
Yeah, but listen, who is, like, let me ask you this thing, African Dominican. How gullible a former Marine can spend all his money, you know, on a guy that is already rich, and you are aware this guy is rich, has got money. How did his mental health was shut down to realize this before it happens? You know, it's scary.
I think, right. I think Ivan,
his decisions to help Amara financially, to feed him, to give him, to wash his clothes, but his mental health actually, you know, scares the shit out of me. What Ivan did.
Right. Yeah, I have to agree with you. I'm disappointed that Ivan let this rich man take advantage of him financially like that. But at the same time, I guess Ivan also wanted to, you know, to grow his channel. Maybe so it's a win-win situation. Like, hey, I'll help you build up, you can build up my channel and I'll help you here and there. And then together we both are, winning. A win is a win, So he got all the subscribers in record time, and now he's doing his thing. A win is a win. No matter how I feel like he won as well. And then they both won up until they didn't need each other anymore.
Because Ayamara, the only thing I give him props for, he's got only communication, how to get underage to women. And it's not a skill. It's that the underage women are gullible. So there you go. Ivan was also gullible. Let me ask you this question. Why Ayamara is the creepiest YouTuber or the cringiest YouTuber ever existed on the planet Earth? Why do you think it's still under-subscribed YouTubers would still want to collaborate with Ayamara? What's your take on that?
Okay. In this world, it's all about status. It's all about perception. People think you are successful, they'll gravitate towards you, So if I was now a YouTuber, I made me person. The guy is like 5'4". I'm 5'4". He's about my height. I'm short, So it's like, so people are looking at the status. Oh, the numbers, the vanity. Subscriber numbers are vanity numbers, not vanity metrics. So he's using that to make himself, look bigger than he really is, right? So people are trying to collaborate with him because they feel like there's something to gain, People think it's like all about perception, all about presentation. So he's, if he didn't have all these subs, if he didn't have all these like this status of like meaning like looking like he has money, people are looking up to him from his village, like, oh, he made it in life, right? But let's say YouTube goes out tomorrow, Amara will be nothing. He really will, because he has nothing to show for.
All about the hype.
So yeah, let me say this. The thing is that Ayamara is what it is, whatever. But let me ask you this question, African Dominican. What was the criteria of, Ivan and Paulina to choose you to run the story? What was the criteria, that they chose?
Right. Okay. So Ivan did mention this in the interview that I did with him. So I believe, because like, everybody who knows me, who's been following me, knows that when I go to Aymara's like videos and I'm in a premiere, I don't kiss his behind. I type like frankly, I make comments like that, don't praise him unnecessarily. So I think he's somebody is that straightforward, frank, honest person. Like even when I interviewed both of them, I was like, oh, let me ask the soft questions. Ooh, I was like really tough. So I think Ivan to like, this girl said, not BS girl, she's the only person like, she met both of us. I know she's gonna ask me the right questions, the tough questions, because I asked Ivan the tough questions too. And Paulina, I was dealing with a kid. I'm like, she told me her story. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just repeat what she says and make sure she was understood. So I believe they picked me because, like, if you guys can tell by now, I'm not really a biased person. Like, I follow the facts, and if they lead me a certain way, I'm gonna go by that. I'm a very instinct person. Like, I follow my instincts and my gut feeling really hard, and it hardly fails me. I'm an Aries. If you know anything about Aries women, we have very strong instincts, And my thing is like, so I believe he picked me because he knew I was very straight.
But the thing is, why people still think that,
man, I was trying to tell you.
Hey, what you say? Why people think that, you are biased in the whole thing?
So people think I was. Yeah, people think I was.
You could have balanced the story, by the way. Anyway, you could have still balanced it.
Right. So let me answer.
Why did you fail? Sorry. Why did you fail to balance the story?
I don't think I failed to balance. If you come to me, first of all, I'm not anybody's flying monkey, right? Ivan brought his story to me, right? If you bring your story to me, I'm gonna talk to you and react to your story, what you're telling me, right? It's not up to me to play devil's advocate, I give everybody who's involved a chance to tell their story, right? If you tell me a story, I'm not gonna be there trying to scrutinize you, because that's not my job. I'm not anybody's flying monkey. I'm not Aymara's flying monkey. I wasn't representing Aymara. If you're talking to me like Rana Clear and tell me your story, I'm gonna react to what you're telling me, and that's it. I don't know Mara's story, and it's not, he has a chance to tell his story. So me to try and scrutinize, be like, oh, but that I didn't say that. That was not in my place, because, like I said, I'm not anybody's minion or fly monkey. If you bring your story to me, I'm gonna react to what you're telling me, because it's your story. You brought it to me, right? If Amara wanted to tell his story, same thing. You tell me your story, okay, I'm gonna react to what you're telling me, right? That's exactly what I did. So if so to me, I was not being biased. I was actually reacting to what I was presented. You guys are reactors. You react to what you presented, right? You know, like I'm not gonna cook out. Once again, I'm not gonna cook up stories. Oh, but I'm not gonna play a devil's advocate. That was not in my place to do that, and especially dealing with a child and underage kid. She was not on trial. She was not on trial on my channel. I'm not also gonna blame the victim and kind of like, you know, have her feel bad. Like, no, I'm gonna react to her story and make sure I understood her correctly. You know, same for Ivan. He's telling me his story. Okay, that's what happened, and I'm gonna react to his story. Imara comes and tell me his story. Oh, okay, that's what happens, and I'll leave it up there for you to make your own decision. I'm not anybody's fly monkey. I'm not gonna be there all defending Imara for what. Let him kind of speak for himself.
Yeah, he's not coming. I don't think he's gonna come. He's going to Amish church. He's going to places to pray. I think now he was going to milk the cattle. You know, Amish.
Yeah.
That's what he's gonna do.
People say, you know what I've noticed, because I interviewed Imara before, you know, he doesn't have a filter. I feel like he's scared that he's gonna implicate himself further. If he speaks to me, especially because I ask the tough questions, he's gonna implicate himself. He's gonna just like talk and be like, and try to retract, but it's gonna be too late. And that's what he did in my interviews with him. He just talks and talks without even really thinking about what he's saying. And then before you know, he says the wrong things that he didn't mean to say, but that's really what he meant to say. So I think he's scared that if he talks to me, he's definitely gonna implicate himself even more. And he's gonna, even if he opens his mouth on his channel, he's gonna say the wrong thing like he always does. So he's gonna implicate himself if he opens his mouth about this whole thing. So that's why he's safer being quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened to King Trouble? He fell off.
Okay. Yeah. No. The king is just saying that, you know, he's coming back. His phone just went off, so we should keep talking. Yeah, let's.
Okay.
So to keep this fire burning here, King the Traveler is actually, you know, on your side. He sees that you've presented the facts. That's why I said to you earlier that you will always get angels on your back. You get the monkeys, back, and then you get angels on your back. You know, somebody gives you angels and things like that. For me, I can tell you the truth. You from my continent, I believe so, right?
Yeah, I'm from Namibia and Angola, Southern Africa.
Yes, I know Namibia. Are you Angola or Namibia?
Well, I was born in Angola. My parents are from Namibia.
Yeah, I know the reason why we were born in Angola like those days.
Right. Yeah.
I've been to Namibia, by the way. Namibia is like my second home.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the Miss Namibia 2013, Paulina was the one who was hosting me at her place in Windhoek North.
Okay.
Just near the hospital there. The newspapers have covered me a lot. Even your TV station, the NBC, National, Namibian Corporation.
Right.
Yeah, it covered me a lot in Namibia and whatever, in all those newspapers that existed there.
Right.
You know?
Okay, that's cool.
I know your country like at the palm of my hand. I don't know if you know where the people get meat and stuff like that, but you know, the fact of the matter, you are my sister. You know, whether you're from Caribbean country, whether you're from Brazil, you're still my sister. And this is one thing that we're finding now. There's, you know, people are looking at it like we're trying to bring our brothers down. You know, others are saying that we're trying to bring Ivan down because now the ground has been divided. You know, has been divided, and we don't know where to step on.
Exactly.
For me,
here's my.
I still feel like the whole thing has been scripted, but I believe what you're saying because you are still saying no way, this guy is like this, you know. So
yeah, let me ask you, what do you think is scripted?
I just feel because you know IMR is not coming out, you know. It's not coming out. He knows you, he knows me, he knows actually he knows me. I think before anybody else knew me very well because we communicated at some point, you know, but that is like last year somewhere there.
So you think it's scripted from whose side? You think?
Yeah, because I mean, come on, man. What I'm trying to say here is that there's no we need to hear. If you're in court, you need to hear both sides of the story. So I postpone my understanding. I postpone my credibility to you. To Ivan. I postpone my credibility that I was supposed to give because another part that he has not said or defended himself. IMR has not defended himself. You know.
So which part do you think is scripted? The part him and Ivan's fight or the part with the underage girl, or which part, or you think the whole thing with underage girl is scripted? Paulina is not underage.
Amara is making the whole thing to happen. You know.
Okay, so do you think? Okay, so
he thinks this method works for his channel.
Okay, so you think, right? So do you think he's playing this game alone, or you think everybody is also playing the game he's playing?
Yes, he's playing because he knows that it's
like
working.
alone, or you think do you think everybody's playing along? Ivan, Paulina, and Sultan, they're all playing along with.
Yeah. Why do you think that he calls the undersubscribed to study YouTuber, that they'll study YouTuber, and they end up talking about him? All of them that visited.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Right. Amara is in America, right? Trying to get visas, you know. When you try to get visas, people can look at, you can pull up, can go on YouTube. If you say you're a YouTuber, they can Google you or do kind of stuff, right? And then Ivan is a US citizen with also like he's also a former military person, right? So and then now there's this issue of like sex allegations and also underage sex trafficking. So you think people wanna put their names in that mess just for little YouTube views? Like, where will those YouTube views get? One second. Where will those YouTube views get Ivan, right? Who already has an income, he can afford to live in America, right? And Paulina get by playing this game, right? And Imara is right now, he's looking very sad. If you look at his recent videos, he's not looking very happy. He said ask for prayers, right, and all that kind of stuff, right? This thing has gotten to a point of like really like dirtying everybody's name. You know, reputation is on the line. His brand is on the line. He has sex attached to his brand, right? Why would you play with those kind of games with your brand, right? I understand if it was something light, but this is a heavy, deep issue. Nobody want to play games with their brand, with their names, with sex allegations, child trafficking, all these dirty nonsense. And also, while in America, nobody will play those kind of games with their name and their brand. Not in America.
Yeah, I understand. It's true. It's true what you're saying. It's true what you're saying. But what I'm trying to say here, African American, I clearly do understand what you say. You know, but you know, there's a one side that is not telling us anything.
You know why it's not saying anything? You know why Amara is not saying anything? You know why it's not saying anything?
Amara is not telling us. So why should we believe?
But you know why it's not? Okay, but okay, clear. You've been talking about Amara for like how many guys have you been reacting to him? Okay, do all this stuff add up to the kind of person you believe that he is? You know, like his character is a little bit, it's funny. It's very funny. It's a very funny character. So don't you think these things all line up with what you guys have been talking about all this time? Him being a scammer, him being this very troubled, mentally healthy and unstable person. All this stuff add up to this current story, right? So my thing is like, why are you?
I want to say this to you. If a person will take $7,000 American dollars from you and block you on all platforms, you don't got to show me no more of your character. That's the end of the discussion. Let me tell you why. That's not a good game to play with that kind of money. Let me tell you, 7,000 American dollars, that right there tells you who Mara is all the way around the board.
Yeah.
How could anybody trust a man like that after that? How?
That's the thing, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And also like, and also clear. Just one thing clear. Just one quick thing to ask the previous question. You said you think it's scripted because Imara is quiet. Sometimes when you're guilty, you're supposed to be silent to protect, you know, yourself even further. Even when you go to trial, you know, the law can be like, don't say anything, just be quiet, because they know if you talk some more, you're gonna implicate yourself, and that's what he's scared of.
Oh, so that's what he's trying to do.
He's scared. He knows he's guilty. You know, if he was not guilty, you know, he'll have no problem telling his side of the story, you know. But sometimes when you know you are guilty, you stay quiet. It's a defense mechanism. If Mara opens his mouth, he's gonna puke like diarrhea. That man he cannot control what he's saying because he thinks he can manipulate people. But people can see right through him. He's not speaking right now because he is scared. He's asking for prayers. That's all he can do. Manipulate people through prayers, you know. Just like when you go to court, your lawyer can be, if your lawyer knows you're guilty, you don't have to take a stand. You don't have to say anything. Let people think what they want to think, but we're trying to protect you. But stay quiet. Don't say anything more. If you open your mouth, oh no, you might just give yourself away some more.
I think, yeah, absolutely. You know, because once he opens his mouth, you know, the papers that he's making, all those documents won't be processed, and he'll be kicked out of America. So he's gotta keep his mouth shut. You know, he's gonna speak later. So Ivan even knows this vulnerability of how Amara functions, and how he's functioning currently. So that works to Ivan's advantage if you are on a warfare,
And you
because
know
now
what, guys?
guy is vulnerable right now, and he has done a lot of things that look, man. The funny thing is that I'm tired of talking about IMR all the time, but he gotta come out. Whether he's got his papers, documents, he gotta come out. You know,
Let me tell you this. I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet that he will not speak on this. He might throw a little jabs here and there, but he's too big of a coward to really come out and really spend a video talking about what happened. Trust me, I'm willing to bet anybody out there. Let's put like $100 down. He's not gonna come out and talk about this extensively. He might like throw a little jabs and people are talking about me, they're jealous, but he's not gonna address any of these issues. Trust me on that. I can almost bet. If you guys wanna bet on this, let's bet. I know he's not going to address it extensively once he gets to Kenya. He's not.
so African Dominican, you are convincing the audience that actually Ivan is upright, But
I'm
let's
not convincing anybody anything. I'm not convincing
question
anybody and one
upright.
second,
Okay,
clear.
let me say that.
I'm not convincing anybody anything. Okay, if
Yeah. So,
look at the facts presented, not just doing this whole
no, the
thing
facts are
in a
there.
week. Look at all the facts, that you guys have been talking about concerning Mara. If everything adds up to what's been presented today, make your own judgment. If you
Hey,
want to be in denial, that's up to
we
you. If you want to be in denial, that's
don't
up to you. I'm
want
not defending. I'm not saying Ivan is like perfect. I'm not even judging people. I'm not even judging Ivan or whatever. I'm just like going by the facts presented. Okay, you guys have been reacting to Amara. You've been reacting to me all these months, all these years, right? His character stays consistent. Okay, what stays consistent all across the board? Judge based on that.
I want to say this clear. Let me tell you what I want to say. I want to tell you what I get out African Dominican. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I could tell the way she speaks, she is very passionate about being real with who she is. This ain't nothing faking or scripted what she doing. I could tell because her
you
energy
cannot.
and her passion too strong. When people speak like that, that means she means business. Now, as far as what I do, might be playing these games and stuff, she don't know. She just doing her job as doing the interview.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she didn't script it. I agree. Actually, I agree. African Dominican, you know that I agree with you. Fact of the matter is, I agree because you already work with a veteran. So you can never. You have got a master's degree, and you can never put your life on the line like this.
I wouldn't do that. I have a government clearance. I have a U.S. government clearance. People like to get that's a hard clearance to get.
I know. You gotta be cleared, but that does not stop for all your credibility. Does not stop for others also to have a different opinion, right?
Exactly. I agree there. I agree with
Yes,
that. That's what I'm saying.
I do respect you so much. Actually, I do respect you more than you think. I do respect you, but I've asked you a question. This gentleman that we are talking about, Ivan, why didn't he see this? He knew Ayamara even before he returned back to America. That's defeating the consciousness of for individuals.
I feel like right. Human being, how as human beings work, right? Sometimes you assess your risk, okay, this guy, I mean, how bad can he be? Okay, so if I want this from you, if I want ABC from you, right? Okay, that's all I want from you. Right? I really care about your other character issues. I want this, I want you to help me grow my channel. I want to do collabs with you. I couldn't care if you are some kind of scammer. That's that's not my business. I just want to grow my channel. So you give people a pass to get what you want, So even if he had his own reservations, to him, they were not close to his heart yet, But they eventually came close to his heart when he realized, oh my goodness, this guy is effed up in the head, right? But before then, everything was on the surface,
Yeah. See, okay, so I want to tell you a little story, African Dominican. See, this is what people promise sometimes, right? So I met Marwa in Colombia. And the issue was this, like, the way he talked, you would think he was a humble brother. And, like me, I told my story. And then some people think, well, and then the first thing Ma would say, oh, he just mad because when he came to Africa, I didn't pick up the phone call, this and that, this and that, this and that. But what people think that, well, they're going to get a different side of this person. And then people ask me, was it a reason why was you and Marwa had animosity? No animosity. As simple as this, the guy is fake, he's phony, he's all about himself. If he could use you and get what he could get out you, then he gonna pretend to be cool with you. But the minute it's nothing in the deal, I guarantee if I told him that I was gonna give him some money, if he pick up that phone, he would have picked up then. And that's not right, because I spent my money with him in the past, you know what I'm saying, expecting something out of him that didn't even happen. So, you know, Ivan, I'm just getting the reality of what's up with Marlon. That's just simple as it go. That's just the guy he is. He pretends to people, he their friend. And I guess when he told Ivan that you really not my friend, that's what hurt his feeling. And he been like, wait a minute here. So the same thing everybody else was saying about you, this is who you really are. It's that simple.
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. You know, that this question goes to both of you guys. You know, African Dominican, as well as the king, the traveler. How? I mean, all these Ayamara saga. Do you think it's correct way to get the both of those people, since the African Dominican already is in touch with Ivan, and to get Ayamara to come back and sit down and let's have a podcast, let's talk about this and settle the dust? Do you think it should be done, or it's not necessary? Or it's
okay, here's my question. Here's my question. What's the goal of that? Because at this point, after everything that I know right now, especially when it involves underage kids, like I don't even really want to interview Ayamara anymore. Before I got the receipts of his underage and, you know, preying on little kids, being a predator, I was like, let him give me a voice. But now I've been wanting on my channel. I'm so disgusted. I don't want him on my channel, you know. And my thing is, like, if I was not like, what would be the goal of bringing him and Ivan together to do what?
Yeah, man. Like, my thing is, what we gonna bring him on there for? When come on now, he done talked with the Afro Indians, and he was bringing them down when he lied, and now he changed it up, saying maybe he could just take the money to Africa and Owen Jam tells all this money. What do you want to talk about?
So then, how are we gonna get the Jam Tours money? How are we gonna get the
he got a lawyer now. He got a lawyer now. He's fighting his battles. You know, let him fight. You know, I like people.
He got a lawyer now. And also too, Jam Tours getting this money right now. Trust me, just chill. Let me tell you something. Don't ever sleep for 1 minute, Cleo. These reactors play a big role in what's going on and this whole agenda. So let me tell you something.
He spent $1,000 to bring, you know, underage child.
So and guess what? He ain't getting nothing from the underage child. That's some of Jam Tours money right there.
Ayamara, pay back the money. Ayamara, pay back the money. Ayamara, pay back the money. Pay back the money.
You know one thing. You know one thing, when I went to meet Ayamara, people were like, "Did you ask him about Jam Tours?" I'm like, I didn't know too much about that saga, and it didn't come to my mind. But one thing I like about people, I feel like people should fight their battles. You know, if you know somebody did you wrong, don't give them a pass. You know, don't recruit like people to fight your wars for you. You know, I'm glad he finally got a lawyer.
Well, I want to say this to you, African Dominican. After Modesta them said what they said about Jam Tours, I'm actually one of the main ones that really helped to fire this whole thing up for Jam Tours, because I took the interview to another level. But the reason why I did it is because, see, Marvel took advantage of him because his platform is small. My thing was, if you saw the interview with Davey Jr., he told Davey Jr., listen, bro, like, you know, we were supposed to be cool. Davey Jr., they want to play big dog. This is what Davey Jr. want to say. And Jam Tours made it clear to him, listen, I'm going to take this. If I have to take it to social media, bro, I will. Well, you know what? Go ahead, take it. Matter of fact, Modesta Lifestyle, go ahead, holler at them. At that time, Modesta Lifestyle and Black Beauty TV been on the rise. That's the time when I was heading to Africa and heard about when they made the suggestion, charity begins at home. And then at that time, that's when Marvel ignored me. So that's when all the fire started brewing. So I say that to tell you this. Sometimes, you know, we fight people battles because they take advantage of people because they feel that their platform ain't big enough, they ain't got enough impact. But I can say one thing, we impacted now. And anybody that's in the circle of Marvel, I don't care where you at, be coming. It don't matter. You thought we wasn't going to leave Scamarazi Village, but let me tell you something. Any place he go, we coming. And that's as simple as it go.
I like that. No, I really like that, and I'm glad you guys, you know, did bring his story forward. Like you say, you know, he was like a smaller guy compared to Mara, but I'm glad, you know, he did fight his battles by bringing his story to you guys for you guys to put it out some more. You make a lot of sense in that, and I'm glad he got a lot. And I really hope they go full extent and really get their money back on this guy. Yeah, I'm glad, you know, things are moving forward for Jam Tours.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and that's what's happening now in every aspect of everything. You know, that's why, you know, you if you want to know how he act towards Jam Tours, and he played the man because he felt the man ain't had no platform. He had nobody to speak up for him. They took the man money and run, block him on all
yeah.
platforms.
So we're not gonna stop. We're not gonna stop talking
No,
about
not at all. We ain't about to stop. No.
Yeah,
India's.
and one thing about you, I'm not a reactor, but you guys are reactors. I have to commend you guys for tenacity, you know, going out there and getting the truth out. And you know, and I believe God sends different people for different reasons. Like He did me to help also bring the story out some more. And you guys keep up the fight. I think it's really, really good. Speak for the little people that cannot really speak for themselves. And you're adding pressure to this man to behave himself, you know. And I feel our reactors out there who are trying to give this man a pass. Come on, guys, you know, like really reevaluate your platform. Do not give people a pass for bad behavior, you know, and
So,
don't try
I want to say that. I want to say this right. I want you to really think about this. I guarantee you, if we reactors wasn't reacting the way we was reacting, now, Cleo, this is what you got to understand. Ivan been knew about us reactors. And don't get it twisted. I even said a video and I said Ivan used a big dummy. And I said that to him because I said, just like he did Richard World Traveler, you up next. So don't think that they ain't watching. See, this is what happened. Now, Marlo goes with Ivan, right? You think Ivan ain't seen all this what's happened? One false move, Marlo started to play with Ivan. Ivan said, okay, I got him. Say no more. That's what's up. See, that's the difference when they know that they got backup. Because they know when the reactors get the story, it's going to take off.
right,
So now,
exactly. And also
Marlo
right
back.
now, even right now, I feel like Mara is also now like playing with their reactors because now he has some reactors who didn't like him. Now they're kind of like siding with him. My thing is like you have to take a stand. If you know about somebody and you know about their character, don't be wishy-washy. You are trying to blame everybody under the sun. Take a stand, like what you guys are doing. You're taking a stand. You know this person. You kind of like you're not giving him a pass. You know. But my thing is like some reactors. Oh, don't want to give him like a little something in the back. Nobody's perfect. Oh, hey, you know this guy. No, of course we know nobody's perfect, right? But why give him a pass for bad behavior? He's a freaking grown man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
hate him, hold him to accountability. Hold him accountable for his bad behavior. Don't be like, oh, but this little girl, oh, but he's a freaking grown man, and you have a record on his behavior. So why are you giving a pass? Why are you trying to argue for him? Let him speak for himself. He's a freaking grown man. Let him speak for himself. Don't try to like, you know,
It ain't
yeah.
no pass. The situation, even when it came to the Afro Indians, everybody was quiet about it. Everybody forgot about it. But I didn't forget about it. I did a video one day, and this is what I'm saying what's so strong about the reactors. And I did a video, and then A.M. Carroll was one of the first ones pick up the story, say, American guy, they are crying, saying, where is the money for the Afro Indians? That's when everybody stopped picking back up. Now, all of a sudden, couple videos ago, Mawa just said, talk about, well, you know, we having some difficulties with the Afro Indians. So because get through immigration, you notice from the beginning why you got the money, why y'all got the money and had the donators. Now you have a problem with the immigration. See, he bringing it up now because it's too hot for him now. He have to say something.
Yeah, and the thing is like before you start any project, you think about the logistics, right? You should have thought about how am I gonna bring these kids to Kenya? They're underage, you know, like how am I gonna before you even ask for money, you should have your everything stacked, you know, all your T's crossed.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you something. When Marwa did it, I could have seen right then and there it was a scam. So it wasn't even about really bringing no kids. I could have tell how the way Ivan was maneuvering on there with him. It was talking about, well, I'm gonna put up this money, y'all match my money, this and that. Like, bro, you scamming the people, bro. Stop it, bro. I could have seen it. But see what they thought. Listen, at this time, the reactors was on them, but not really on them. I saw what was going on.
True.
Marwa never thought in a million years we were going to get to this level.
Yeah, true. Like Ticket Traveler and African Dominican, I don't understand it. The fact of the matter, you guys need to explain to me. All his documents, we're not gonna be able to be done in Kenya without causing the expenses for Ivan. Because I mean, just tell me if it's not possible to do them in Kenya. All the documents that is
to do what? The visa applications?
Yeah, it's the visa. Is it not possible to do them in Kenya?
I asked about that. Ivan also touched on it. People are saying that if you do it from the USA, it gives you a little bit more. You look more favorable to the embassies because they'll be like, oh, if you can come to America, means you're legit. So yeah, we'll give you a visa. So it makes you look better doing it from the USA than your own country, because it makes it look like because if you can come to this country, if you're allowed to come into this country, kind of like shows that, oh, okay, yeah, America already kind of like vetted him. So yeah, so we don't really need to vet him that much.
But
But
in the condition is that you must have money to be in America. You must show that you have money to survive during the process of your documents. But the IMR didn't do that. He didn't spend the money on water, on gas, on food, on clothing or
I think
whatsoever.
they just care that you have a place. Like, let's say, even if you have the money, like if you have people to host you and buy food for you, that's still covered. They just don't want you to come here and try to freeload all the American system, like the taxpayers' money. But if your friends are helping you or your family, they don't really care.
When you write it that you're going to America to apply for visa, isn't you have to indicate where you're gonna stay, who you're gonna stay with? You have to give the address and phone number of that person. Is that not indeed?
He already had a visa when he came here, right? He already had a USA visa, so he tell them where he's gonna stay, right? And he show them his bank account. Okay, you can come into America, you're fine. But I don't think they're willing gonna hold him to his neck, like if he's not spending money here. That's beside the point. As long as he's not trying to work to make money here. But I don't even know if immigration was, if he still make YouTube videos here, he's working. And I don't know how that looks to immigration laws, because technically he's working in the USA without a work permit. So is that illegal? I don't know if that's illegal, because he's making money here, and also in America, if you stay for a long time, they're gonna ask you, how were you surviving? Like, did you have an income? I need to make my YouTube videos in America, and you're getting paid for that. That's working, and I don't know how immigration looks at that, because he doesn't have papers to work in America.
He's scamming. Actually, he's scamming his subscribers. He's scamming, money from views and stuff like that, because he's not supposed to be working. You're supposed to have work permit to work in America, because even YouTube is working, because that's what he presented when he was saying that, guys, what do you do exactly in money? I work for my YouTube. So you are working. So why are you working in America when you're not supposed to be working?
Especially when you're here for a long time. Like if you're like here for a few days and you leave, then that's a really count as much, but if you edit your videos here, you post them while you're here, you making your money while you're here, that's working, because I understand, like I travel, sometimes when I travel, I don't really edit my stuff in that country. I shoot my videos and I come and edit and upload for when I get home, because it's too much work, but if you do it, like he's been every day, he's like uploading a video, every day he's working, every day he's working, making money.
There's evidence, African Dominican, there's evidence that this guy is defeating the arm of law, he
came to make money. He came to make you cannot make money. You cannot make money. Yeah, you cannot make money on a tourist visa. You cannot come and make money with a tourist visa. That's forbidden. He's making money and it's documented. And if anybody want to take it up and really like frame him, not even frame him, even want to report him, they'd be like, hey, you upload videos every day, you're working. You're not just like home, sitting home, chilling, having a vacation. You're not having a vacation, you're working. You're not like, oh, I'm just home chilling. You upload videos every day because you need that money. You came here to make money in America, and that's not allowed. You're supposed to come here and have a vacation, not come here to make money. You don't have papers to work in America.
So he's an illegal immigrant worker in America.
He's working illegally. He's working illegally here. He's making money through his business, but he's still working. He's working illegally in America, because like, especially when you stay here for this long, like, not even a few days, like you were planning to stay here for almost like 6 months. And let me tell you guys one thing about immigration, even if you have a visa, when he tries to come back, they'll be like, why were you here for 6 months? Why were you doing that whole time? How did you survive? And next time you try to come, they can look at that and deny him entry, because they're like, you look like you try to migrate to America because you're staying for too long when you don't even have a job, you're not even working. I mean, like, if they can say you coming here to make money, even under the table, because why would you stay here for that long without quote unquote making money? Yeah, I know people who stay here for like 5-6 months. One second. I know people who came to America on a tourist visa, and they stayed for like 3-4 months, almost like for 6 months, and then when they try to come back in, they were denied entry, because they think the immigration will think, you're trying to migrate to America, or you come in here for some dubious reasons to stay that long. Don't you have a job in your country? Don't you have any strong ties in your country that need for you to go back at least every 2 weeks? You know, like staying for 6 months, or because he plans to be here for at least 5. I think he said for 6 months or something like that. To be here for that long and you're not leaving the country, it looks very suspicious to immigration.
So he's a suspect, a walking
Yeah,
suspect.
yeah, he better have good reason. When he tries to come back in the country, he better not be surprised if he's denied entry or deported from America.
Why do you think Amara cannot function or work properly in his plans? Because looks like everything is done by illegal means.
He's
Why
a
is this?
narcissist. Narcissists are all about shortcuts, all about using people, all about like they can hardly keep a
Manipulate.
job,
Well, I'm gonna
manipulated,
tell you.
right?
Yeah. It's all about. I'm gonna be honest with you. The algorithm changed in February too. A lot of people probably don't know that. But I look at it like this right here. That was Marvel's biggest, you know what I'm saying, we're making money, YouTube. And I believe that what Marvel problem is, and the reason why he is getting so manipulative and trying scams and being a narcissist, because he living above his needs. You know, if he had just saved the money he saved for all them years, maybe life wouldn't have been as hard as it is right now for him. He won't have to try to manipulate people and scam people. But he trying every which way to get money to continue his project that he got in that village in Africa. Because it would have never got done if he wasn't making American dollars. So
Right.
now
And
we
he
question why is he in the U.S.? Because he probably trying to build as much audience as possible to get that American dollars. You know what I'm saying? Because you get
exactly.
higher, pay when it comes to America. That's probably why he's trying to sit out here.
And also, like King of Travel, I know Ivan say that Imara is rich. My thing, he doesn't behave like someone who has money. My thing is like, if you're that rich, and let's say YouTube algorithm is slow right now, if you really have that much money and you think you claim to be rich, you'll not be going to the extremes of trying to get more money. Even if you're stingy, no, at least you would have finished your house by now if you have money to finish your house. If that has not finished even up to now, like, what's taking so long? If you have money to pay for your builders, and it's using cheap labor, cheap land, that house, if you have money, should take like, even 6 months max to finish. Because you already have this.
Ivan talking to himself, man. Cause Marvel was so rich. I mean, like, why he down here trying to get more money? Basically, what it is, he don't overspend in his village. He trying to come back to America to get more money to continue going back in the village. That's what he doing. A rich
Yeah,
person ain't got to do all that.
exactly. And a rich person, even if you're stingy, you still have stuff to show for, like, if Amara has been doing YouTube for how long, and you don't have anything much to show for yet. You're building a mansion just now, like, you don't
Yeah.
have
Nobody.
anything to show for it, and you're so rich, you
Nobody.
should at least have a decent car, a home in a city that you're renting out with your own money, not jump tours, a condo. It's like, he has nothing to show for his richness. It's just all they're just telling us, and I don't know if it's like, until I see his YouTube studio or his bank account, I'm not gonna believe he's rich, because to me he moves like a poor man.
Now, honestly, and he ain't rich like that, because just like Aaron Dante's supposed to build a room in his house, D Mongo's supposed to build a room in his house. They trying to do that to. They pretty much trying to do that to finish up the house and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
it ain't what they say. There's honestly in February the algorithm changed, because the truth is that, you know what I'm saying, like the main thing they focus on is shorts anyway. And once that money changed for Marway, it just ain't the same no more. People can think
Right.
how they want to think, but you can't control YouTube. That's why when it even came to it, they talk about master class and all that. You can't master this algorithm. It ain't
No, you
gonna
cannot.
happen.
It changes a lot. It's like your course might be good for 2 months, and after that things change. Nobody can master YouTube. That's another scam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
And that was another issue.
yeah, absolutely, guys. When I started the YouTube in 2009, I was getting 5,000 views. By that time, I mean, we're not talking about even monetizing, but now it's just so weird. So
It's
I
tough.
think you
YouTube has
absolutely,
gotten harder. YouTube
yeah,
got so much harder now.
and King the Trevor has been talking about these things. It's just these people don't listen. King the Trevor has been saying, don't screw around with the algorithms, because you're gonna get yourself into trouble. Get the second job. Get the second job. You've been advised. Get a job. You said
Exactly.
you're a statistician. You went to university, but you still can. You're not a functional human being. My father told me, I used to run multiple businesses. He told me, like, bruh, you gotta find a job so that you know how to take care of the business. So first, close down all your businesses, Go work for somebody, then you can learn more about the
Yeah.
business.
Your
Yeah.
business should be your side hustle until you
Yeah,
really start
yeah. So
making a
you
lot of
can
money.
you
Because
can
YouTube
do
is,
business
yeah,
while you're working. You can do business
yeah.
while you're working.
Yeah,
So
YouTube
that's
is not stable. Like YouTube is not a stable income. Like Mara needs a job, right? People say that people are jealous of Mara. People who are reacting, they have jobs, stable jobs. Mara doesn't have a
so
stable job. People have like
that's
a
so
regular source of income. If you don't have that, you don't have anything because YouTube money goes up and down. YouTube can shut down your channel tomorrow, and then what? With all these
Then what
scandals
you gonna
that
do?
Mara is getting, if YouTube
Yeah.
shuts down Mara's channel for scandals, and then what? He's gonna get a job in this village, making what, $2 an hour?
yeah. They're
Yeah.
gonna say African Dominican King the Traveler and Bonnie are the ones who shut down Ayamara's channel. That's why they're gonna blame us.
Let them blame us. My things like it's for the greater good. You are there flexing like you got money trying to fool all these people. I don't like fakeness. If for the greater good, hey,
You
may the
too.
chips fall where they may. If you're out there planting bad seeds when stuff goes south, you don't have yourself to blame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm on the
that's
same page too. I don't like the fakeness either. You know,
Mhm.
that's why I said on the last interview, Cleo, this thing about this one here gonna get out of hand. Because I thought, like I said, but African Dominican, I appreciate you clear that up because now I see, what
Thank
the
you.
whole deal was now.
Thank
Because
you.
I was convinced. I was convinced of the story. No advance about it. But I told Cleo that. I said, Cleo, nah, no way, no way. I say nobody gonna humiliate themselves online pretending on
Hmm.
something like this. Something had to
Exactly.
happen.
Yeah, this is real. This is a real beef happening in America. Nobody's gonna play with their brand, their name, especially as American citizens. Why would we want to put out? We work hard to be, especially immigrants. We work hard to be in America, keep our legal status here, become citizens. You think when I throw that out for little YouTube views, it makes no freaking sense. A Mara will not put his brand out. He's trying to get brand like North Face or whatever. You think he's gonna try and ruin that chance by playing this little game? This little game is not worth anything in the grand scheme of things. So it's not a game. This is real. It's not staged. It's happening real time. Friends fell out. Things, all kind of things being exposed. Because whatever's done in darkness comes to light eventually.
Mm. So
actually
did, did did
absolutely.
you did you get it to have a chance of an interview with Sultan or you ain't get to speak to him?
No, I didn't speak to Sultan personally, and if he wants to talk to me, I can talk to him. But honestly,
Yeah, it's coming.
to
It's
me, like
coming.
the main characters are Ivan, Mara, and Paulina. I spoke to the two of the main characters. Only now I'm Mara, and at this point, I don't even want to talk to Imara. To me, it's already dirty. If you're gonna go after little kids, underage kids, your track record to me speaks evil, speaks monstrous person. I don't want to, I'm not even gonna give you a platform. I don't want to give you a platform anymore. I don't need you on my platform. I'll talk about your crap, but for me to give you a voice on my platform, heck no.
I like that. Oh man, say it again.
That's
Yeah,
real,
I,
dude.
I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with me at this point. Before I got the receipts for Ivan's interview, I was like on the fence, and I'm like, yeah, let me hear him out. But at this point, it's not even worth it. I'm not gonna alarm myself with that kind of garbage.
Mm. Yeah, yeah,
A
definitely.
human, a human being has his own destiny, but if people are telling you that this is the way, stop doing what you're doing. You don't use that as saying that okay, I'm gonna use, because that's what Amara does. The things that we
No,
talk about,
everything is hate. Everything is hate. That's the only thing. When you say something to him, we hating on him.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
his problem.
That, that's a
If
that's a cover up. Whenever somebody, so that's a narcissist cover up. They try to gaslight people. Oh, they're hating on me. Oh, they hate me. Like hate you, like what? What they said that's hateful. If I'm speaking the truth about you based on your track record, that's not hating. I'm just showing exactly what you're doing. But they want to gaslight the whole world. Oh no, they're hating on me. No, his little fly monkeys and minions, they are part of the problem, and they are the reason that marriage gonna fall one day because they're enabling his bad behavior. He's a narcissist. He thinks untouchable. You are not untouchable. Keep messing around and see what's gonna happen to you.
so, African Dominican, is it possible? I want you in this show. Each time we have a show, is it possible to make yourself available? Um, because
Yeah,
I think it's flowing right now. I'm just saying it. I've not spoken to King the Traveler, but I'm sure he's here. He's got ears, all ears. I want you to back in this show all the time, constantly.
Not all the time, not all the time, but whenever we guys have a topic that I feel like I'm very knowledgeable about, or I can contribute very
no, we'll
constructively,
give you the
yeah,
topic. We'll give you the topic beforehand.
yeah, sure, definitely just reach out to me anytime. Yeah, because I like to speak about things that I know about and I have a strong conviction
Exactly.
about. Yeah, if I don't have a strong
You-
conviction about something, I won't even talk about it.
I like the fact that you're opinionated. I like people that are opinionated because you're open like an open book. Ayamara is I don't know. It's a book that has not been written, so you can't read shit there.
Yeah, he's a narcissist. Narcissists are scared of being exposed. So if they don't get exposed any further, they'll try to do damage control by staying quiet, by having little flying monkey speak for them because they're like hiding because because narcissists do not like being exposed. Right now, that dude is fuming because now he's like, everybody can see who he is. So he's like, oh my gosh, but serves him right, you know, that family is crazy. I feel like that family had, those kids went through. I don't know what kind of trauma they went through, but hate people have no right to hate other people. You don't get a pass to hate other people just because you were hurt as a child. These people did nothing to you. They were not part of your upbringing. If something happened to you in the past that hurt you, it doesn't give you the pass to hate other people. Hate people should not hate other people. You will not get a pass for bad behavior.
And the fact of the matter, this comes from a lady. It means that everything else that we've been saying in this show, it's been effect. King the Trotter, what do you say about this? These are views and opinions that we did not impose on African Dominican. It's coming from the bottom of our heart. What do you say about this?
Well, I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna go in this show right now, and after this right here, man, I definitely want to say this, African Dominican. I appreciate the interview, and the reason why is because I had no doubt in my mind when I said what I said that you was going to be able to clear your name, because we just needed some reassurance on the situation at the same time. But like I told Cleo from the beginning, like I could tell, the legitimacy of how you was coming with, or how you was saying it. But the reassure was to make sure in reality that Ivan wasn't playing a trick on you. You get what I'm saying at the same time.
Right.
And maybe you didn't know. Maybe you probably figured everything was good. But see, after speaking to you, I know for a fact now that even if there is playing a trick, which like you say, he got too much going on for him to play a trick. There's definitely a reassurance, not just to me, but to the audience too. Because a lot of people were saying that maybe that you're with them and you're kind of gauging this situation. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I saw what you're saying.
Yeah, but I definitely appreciate this, and so we got everything clarified, and one thing I can say, respect, and I appreciate your honesty, and I can tell your energy is 100% legit, because it's similar to me. I don't play those games either.
Yeah, thank you so much. And just to say, sorry, in closing, to me, one thing about me, like I cannot be used. I'm a very smart lady, and I can shoot through BS. And if I take on a story, it's because I believe there's some validity, even if it's not 100%, even the 80% to me is good enough. And my men deal with this issue. My focus is really on underage kids, people taking advantage of like the defenseless young kids, and that's really where I'm running with this story. I feel like people like that, child molesters, child abusers, should not be defended, should not be given a pass. Okay, they hate people, And my thing is like I was not used in any way, and I do not regret taking the interviews. I do not regret putting them out there. And like I said before the beginning, whoever wants to sue me, I dare you to sue me. I dare you. You better come ready. Okay. And also another thing, reactors like M. Carroll. We are here talking about this. Yeah, I'm glad things work out for the good because now we are putting everything out there. But please, reactors, if you're putting out a false story, do not run with a false narrative and have everybody up and emotional and just like, don't do that. That's wrong. If you're telling a joke, make it clear to your audience. Do not go out there spreading false, fake news on purpose and then laugh about it. Stop that. And Carol, that was so wrong of you. And I hope you learn from this. African Reactor, good job calling out Carol. Please call each other out when you're doing wrong because some stuff do not need a pass.
Real talk. Y'all definitely have a great day. Respect.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your platform. God bless you guys.
Definitely. Same to you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
It's the King of Trouble talk show with real experience, with real culture and people across the world. Let's travel.
Welcome to Africa, man. You know what I'm saying? Over here in the village with the kids. You know how we do it, man. Africa, you know, so this the real deal. Welcome to Africa. You know what I'm saying? Just doing a little tour with the King of Travel, man. We just making it do what it do. You know what I mean?